Hey guys, welcome back to another video of AlphaCG. In this video, we'll be animating the battery that we modeled and textured in the previous few videos. So let's begin. First off, we'll be animating the plane. So forward slash so that we can focus on this selected object, and tab into edit mode. Right click, subdivide, and give it 25 cuts. Tab out of edit mode, add a modifier, wave, disable the X and check the normals. Reduce the speed to 0.05 and height to 0.1. Copy the modifier, uncheck the Y, check the X, and we're done with the wave modifier. That's it. 1 to front orthographic, G, Z, and pull it down there. Go to right orthographic, pressing 3 on the numpad. Scale it along the Y and make sure it fits right inside the battery. Just bring it there and scale slightly. Well, yeah, that looks good. Insert a keyframe by pressing I, location, rotate, scale, and go to the 180th frame. That's how long this simulation is, or animation. Simulation is not the word for it, as there's no simulation happening. Okay, scale it slightly in the y-axis. I to insert keyframe. Now back to the 90th frame, as where the object will be at the center of the battery, and scale it about there. I insert keyframe, come to the 45th frame. Okay. I'll be just scaling it along the Y, about that, rotate it along the X, and there. And in case you didn't know, pressing Shift and Control at the same time will snap the particular tool to the grid, and Shift makes it so that it's snapping in small increments. And now let's just insert a keyframe there. I'll just pull up this timeline to ensure that the keyframes are actually there, and now I'll just use the timeline to make sure everything's going right. About this is how the render looks like. It doesn't look too good. For now, let's just focus on the cylinder. Okay, let's just animate the plane first, and then we'll move on to the cylinder. Now, click on this bar here and change it to timeline. Now you can see all the keyframes. We'll not be actually adding. We'll be adding keyframes, but not for the object. We'll be adding it for the material. Switch. Make sure you're at the beginning of the animation, and make sure you have the red color selected. Now hover over the color and press I. This will insert a keyframe. Next, go to the 60th frame, and maybe 59. Yeah, there below, and insert another keyframe. Go to the 60th frame, change the color to yellow. Let's make it a little bit dull. Yep, that looks good. And hover over the color again, insert keyframe. That's right. Now let's bring it about here. So 119 over here. Insert another keyframe. Go to the next frame. Change the color to green. Make this slightly bright. Okay, let's just make it full on bright. Insert another keyframe by hovering over the color and pressing I, and there you have it. That's the plane for the wave. Now click on the duplicate cylinder, forward slash, and to focus on the object. Now we don't want this weird kind of look. We'll be straightening it out. So we'll just connect the coordinate to generated. I made a small mistake in my previous video, and increase this slightly so that we can see the transparency. Maybe put it around half. You don't need to be perfect. Okay, Let's just give this 45 and give this 35, negative 35. Oops, negative 35. Yeah, that looks centered. Yeah, nice. You can just eyeball it. You don't have to be perfect because we're going to anyways position the camera at an angle, so it's not going to make a huge difference. Now, sorry, we will be animating this now. Let's just come to the initial keyframe, forward slash to get rid of that focus mode. Okay, around point, my negative 0.3 would be good. Okay, negative 0.2, and that fits right in over there. Next, just select the cylinder again and add a keyframe by just hovering over it and pressing I. In the like every property you have, you can, most of the properties you have, you can keyframe it by just hovering over it and pressing I. Now let's just hide the circle. It's kind of in a way. And now skip to the 60th frame. That's where we had this yellow transition, right? Maybe okay, 59th frame actually. Okay, we don't, let's not make it too complicated. So just make it pretty easy of a simulation. Um, uh, yeah, okay, maybe 0.35 is good. Maybe 0.325. Yeah, it's probably 0.325. Yeah, that looks good. Add a keyframe. Skip to the 120th frame. Once again, drag it slowly in case you don't know how to um, increment it slowly and increment values slowly in the shade editor. It's just by pressing Control and Shift. Controls increments in snaps, and Shift make sure that the increment is small values and not super large ones. Like when you press Control, it's going to be like 1 or something like that. Shift, pressing Shift would make it so that it's like 0.1 values. And let's just give that a keyframe. And the final keyframe, I think it will be around 0.125 or 0.15. Yeah, that's good. Okay, it's, yeah, added the keyframe. Now scrolling like this, I'm not playing it because I don't want the people to lag. That looks good. Okay, let's skip back to the first frame. Click on the color and choose red. Make sure the brightness is pretty high. Insert a keyframe, same method that I used previously. And then once again, what we're doing right now is the same method that we applied for the plane. Here we'll change the color to yellow, a bit dull yellow. That looks good. Press I. Just eyeball the color to match with this plane right here, or you could copy paste the material. Either way it works. Now 120th, 119 is the frame looking for, and insert another keyframe. Go to the 120th frame. Change the color to green, and once we're done with this, we are halfway through the process. And insert a keyframe. There we have it. We want this behind, the part right behind the battery to also glow. So we'll be doing that next. So this is how it looks. Now I'll just unhide this. You can press Alt H to unhide anything, or to show. Unhide is not the word. Okay, click on that object, click on circle, and change the rotation values slightly. Again, all these values, you have to experiment with these to actually get proper values. Maybe give it 45, and that would make it. Maybe give it a value of 45 and it will straighten out. Yeah, that looks good. Skip to the first frame. Press 3 on a numpad. Just the 3 in the keyboard in case of laptops. Okay, now we want to change the value, how much of this thing, right? So let's just reduce that to about about that. Yeah, about that. Press I to insert a keyframe, 60, and insert another keyframe there. About that. I 120, insert a keyframe. I. And place playhead of the last frame, and make it complete over there, and press I. Now that should. Click on the emission again, give the color red, bright red. Make sure the initial frame, press I to insert keyframe, go to the 59th frame, insert another keyframe, 69th frame, change the color, yellow, and make it a bit dull. It looks good. Insert a keyframe, go to the 119th frame, insert another keyframe, 120th frame, change the color to green, and yeah, the brightness is fine. It's kind of too bright actually, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. And the next frame, we don't need to do anything, it's already, yeah, that looks good. So we are done with the animation. Now let's just go to the camera view and look at the animation once. I'll be telling some rendering settings as well. If you want, you can use the same values or play with the values and choose what's best for you. There you have it. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and if you wish to see more of this content, subscribe.